everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing something that I don't see a lot of people doing actually, because I feel like it's kind of like a more bias on this topic. But honestly, at the same time, I feel like a lot of people could come to an agreement to some of these LFs. But basically, title of the video: top 10 best looking LF animation. So not who's stronger or who's better or who fits on more teams. No, none of that. We're taking all that question. Who has the better looking LFs? Now, one thing to note, because I feel like a lot of people, obviously, right? If you have your favorite character, you're gonna put that character in number one or probably like higher up in the list. What I did with this list is I tried really, really, really hard to get a list that I feel like a lot of people would agree with, and a lot of people could just have mixed opinions, like, oh, I think this LF could be here, or like, oh, I think this LF could be swapped around. But I feel like, in the most part, the top 8 LFs that I picked, I feel like the majority of people would agree with. Now, I do want to say that, obviously, as the game's been out for almost 4 years, right? Like 4 more months, and we're already going to be in the 4th year anniversary. Well, 5 months, technically, I guess. Yeah, like 5 months. We're already going to be in the 4th year anniversary. So Legend's been out for 4 years. Obviously, every game has this, but the more time passes on for each game, the better the characters get, the better the characters look. So Legends has that, where obviously the older characters that have been released like way since the Stone Age, like obviously like Gohan, like Beerus, their LF animations are 100%. And there's no way you could disagree with me with this. There's no way. But their LFs are nothing compared to the LFs that we have now, like the LF animations. And I'm pretty sure you guys agree with that. Like, let's say if LF Gohan, right? Let's say if LF Gohan came out January 2022. Do y'all think his LF would have looked better? I think it would, right? I feel like his LF could have been like, freaking Vegeta blasting the opponent in the back, freaking Gohan doing the walk, looking better, most likely a little bit longer, and him having an actual LF windscreen, like where he falls on the ground and he turns like back to base form. Because I don't really know this, but when LF Gohan does his LF, he doesn't have an LF windscreen. He just has his normal windscreen, which is very lame. But I'm 100% letting you know that if they ever did that, if they ever made LF Gohan in 2022 or 2021, he 100% would have had all those things that I just mentioned. His LF would have just looked way better. Obviously, though, there's some units that have been released that their LFs have been, like they're okay, they're alright. I mean, they're good. But for the most part, most LFs that have released have been pretty good, right? We can't lie. So that's what I'm saying. Back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video. It's really hard to have a good list, and that's why I feel like a lot of people don't like making these lists, because it's just a really hard list to make. Like, it's looking like a good 25 to 30 minutes, like, to make this list. Obviously, in my mind, I already knew what the top 3 to 5-ish LFs were. It was just placing them in order, and then obviously the last like top 10 to 6 were really hard to place, but I feel like I made it work. Showing you guys my LF box, not to flex. Well, kind of to flex, but just to kind of show you that I do not have Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. I've only seen their LF PvP matches rarely. I don't think I've rarely gotten LF matches. I feel like 8 Vegeta LF me once, like some time ago when he first dropped, but that was pretty much it. I don't think I've ever had Super Saiyan 4 Goku get his LF on me. I've seen it in videos. So maybe it's a little bit more biased, but you'll see, right? I feel like if it was a top 20 LF animation, I feel like it would have been way better, but I feel like that's just too much, right? We have I think 30 something LFs, so I just feel like top 10 is just way more strict, right? Straight down. One thing before we get started, I know I'm just talking and talking. I just kind of want to get a clear point of why this LF is going to look this LF tier list is going to look the way it looks. But I will be mentioning the honorable mentions at the end of the video, just kind of like a surprise. I don't want to put honorable mentions at the beginning or mid video and just be like, okay, well, this LF has to be the number 1. So I want to put the honorable mentions towards the end, and it kind of explain real quick on each LF that I thought were pretty close to making a 10 and why they didn't make it. But starting off with number 10. Number 10 is UI LFgoku. Yeah, the one that came out for Legends Festival in 2020. I really think his LF is it's just it's so good. And I think UI Goku's LF is really amazing. Like the whole I think him and LF Gohan, I don't know if you guys have seen LF Gohan's LF, but when he does the punch to the opponents before he goes into the actual LF animation, the whole screen turns like kind of like dark. And same with like the green Trunks blue card from the BoJack movie. So BoJack movie Gohan kind of has that effect. I think UI Goku was like the first LF to, or first unit in general to have that like screen effect where the screen just turns dark. Where when he goes behind the opponent, he just starts doing the rapid punches. Like that is so dope. And then obviously, I think what makes his LF a top 10, or just like on the number 10 spot in general, is the fact that he just dodges nothing, which I think is kind of funny. Like I was hoping they at least put Ki Blast, right? Like you know, like some units, like for example, the new Bardock, when he goes into a cover change, he's like dodging like a Ki Blast. I wish they were doing something like that, right? I feel like if he was made in like 2021 or 2022, going back with Gohan, I feel like he would have 100% had that because his LF would have had more time and more development team, obviously, right? Legends is making like way more money than they were before, but I really do think that his LF is a top 10. I feel like it would have made it top 5 easily, maybe top 3 if he was dodging Ki Blast. Or like rocks, like kind of like Dokkan has it. I think what Dokkan did was really smart, dodging rocks. But other than that, like the pacing and everything, like his windscreen, it's so beautiful, dude. It's so beautiful. I love his LF to this day. It just sucks that he sucks. Hopefully he gets a plat and give him more defense. But his LF is so goddamn hype. And I feel like that's really important, right? I feel like if an LF is hype to look at, I feel like that's something else too. Alright, I'm just gonna get the bias out of here. Most of y'all know me, but at number 9, LF Cell. I think a lot of people are gonna argue, oh, this LF should have been here, or like, no, this one, like LF Cell is trash. I know. Bias out of the way. LF Cell has been my favorite Dragon Ball character since elementary, I want to say. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've always loved his design. I always thought he was a cool character. Another thing I want to note too is I love LFs that stay true to kind of like what happened in the show, in the anime. Because I feel like, obviously, yeah, like some LFs that kind of like do their what ifs or like their own things are cool. But I feel like LFs that are true and stay really, really true with what happened in the anime are some of the sickest ones. Because it's just like, oh my god, like I remember this, you know? Like he's doing the thing. I just think LF Cell, like honestly, it's funny because when I was thinking, I'm like, oh, they're probably just going to reuse some stuff like LF Rose and do the kick. But no, they made everything that he did clean, dude. Like the whole transition into like the swipe that he does, like it just backhands you, kicks you up in the air, and they added that little twist that he does, like it's so good. And then he drops you down cinematically, he falls down with your opponent and does the Kamehameha so slow. I just wish it was a bit bigger, like Yellow Cells, but I think it's understandable, right? Like the blast itself looks big, but the radius doesn't look as big. I think the only shot that looks somewhat big is when the opponent is getting caught in the LF, like the Kamehameha. But other than that, like I think what also makes LF Cells like LF way more hype is his voice lines. Like the stuff he says is dope. I love what they made him say. Like, you and this entire planet are done for. Like, oh dude, it's so sexy. And his windscreen and his LF windscreen, they're all good. He's I just love him, dude. He's hype for me. Some of y'all probably won't understand, but his LF is just really hype for me. I look at it and I always get hype. I think the most hype part about his LF is when he just drops down slowly with the opponent. It's just, oh god, dude, it's so hot. He's like, we're going in full power, like get his ass, dude. Anyways, that's enough about LF. So he's number 9. On to number 8, which I think a lot of people might agree with. I feel like with some of these LFs, I feel like the more people have seen them, the less hype they will be. So I feel like number 8 is a bit biased as well, but number 8 is LF One-Arm Future Gohan. Now, like I said, right, whatever stays true is the best looking. But here's the thing, this did stay true. The only thing that did not happen is he obviously did not kill 17, right? He obviously did not get his legendary finish on Android 17 and 18. But all the animations he does is pretty much like kind of true to what happened. Like, right, he does that backhand, he does that where he slams them to the building. And the dope part about his LF, everyone's reaction to it when he first came out, is he has one arm. Like, that is so dope. I still can't believe they're able to get that off. Like, they even integrated to his tap attacks where he does only tap attacks with his legs. So I feel like his LF is really dope. The way to make him use his legs only, pretty much. Like, he backhand, uses his legs, shoots you up in the air, ground smashes you, does some sexy ass flips. There's like one arm Kamehameha, like it's just really good. And in the way that Kamehameha plays out too, like the shots that are taken, I think are excellent. Honestly, I was thinking about putting LF Gohan like at number 9 and Cell at 8, but the only reason why I'm putting Cell at 9 is because I feel, like I said, I feel a lot of people do not want LF Cell's LF in here because of his whole, oh, his Kamehameha isn't big enough. But I do feel that a lot of people also respect LF Gohan's LF. So now, with that being said, yes, I think LF Gohan is worthy of being number 10. His is so unique. One arm, built different. LF Gohan. I feel like a lot of people like him too, right? A lot of people trash on him, Puddlehan, but he's still a dope looking character. All right, so number 7. Number 7 is kind of like the same thing for Future Gohan. It's more unique, but number 7 is LF Kidboo. Now, LF Kidboo. LF is actually like nicely paced, and that's what I really love about it. I remember when I first saw it too, I wasn't like, oh my god, like I was just shocked because his LF is really unique, right? Like he does the whole punching leg thing from the ground, which is true. That's true to the anime, right? Him blowing up the planet is true as well. Like everything that he does is true, and just the whole kind of like LF does, right? Like he just slowly goes up, does the big ball, and then he starts pumping his chest, like dude. And then the planet blows up and he regenerates. Like, oh, that is so dope, dude. I'm just saying right now, his LF is so clean. There's nothing more to it, right? It's so true and it's so unique. Like, I think his is the only LF that blows up the entire planet. Like, he straight up blows up the planet, ends up in space, and just regenerates. Like, that is so dope. I feel like his LF is really nicely paced. I feel like the thing I like about him the most, too, is just the whole, like, him kicking the ground. Like, it's really dope, man. I feel like his LF is worth it to be on here. I feel like that's what makes it number 7 as well. Just for the simple fact that dude, he's literally like punching the ground and stuff like. And his LF art is chatted as well. Like this is really nice looking LF. But yeah. Anyways, that's number 7. On to number 6, which is a unit I do not have, and that is Ape Vegeta. I think y'all can understand. Same thing, right? The same concept is being applied here. This is a unique LF. We are eventually going to get more LFs like Ape Vegeta, but for right now, Ape Vegeta is the only LF in the game that does this, and it is dope as hell, dude. The anime too, everything he does, like the whole the portable moon shit, I forgot what it was called. I really did forget what it was called, but Dragon Ball fan moment, I forgot what it was called, but the burst open and mix, you know, like this shit is so dope, dude. It's funny because when everyone was watching the stream, even myself included, we all thought he was just gonna do the Galakan, right? We all thought that was gonna be his LF, but no, this motherfucker does giant ape. Like holy, like dude, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty hype. I was like, yo, like he punches the Shadow Goku. Just fucking like the whole sound effects too of like a big big character in the arena, right? Like he stomps on the ground and then his LF. Like, oh dude, it's so good, dude. It's well paced too, right? Like the animations of when he's turned into a giant ape is so well done, and I feel like all the attacks he does leading up to the giant ape transformation are really dope as well. True to the series as well, right? Most of his attacks in the beginning of the LF are just like the beginning fight with Goku on the desert wasteland or the Grand Canyon, whatever, bro. But really dope. I think it's really dope. I wish I had him because I feel like I would have been getting that LF more, but it is what it is. I think his LF is really dope. Hopefully one day I could get him. All right, so number 5. Number 5 is, I think, yeah, number 5 is a pretty old one at this point. It's over a year old, but LF Majin Vegeta. Fun fact, my first new LF that came out. Cause I remember I started playing like towards the 2nd year anniversary, and I think the first LF I got was like LF Goten and LF Beers, and then LF Super Saiyan 3, and then like LF Majin Vegeta dropped, and I got him right away. So he was like, this was my first new LF that I had gotten that had dropped, right? Like I recently dropped, and I'm just saying right now, his LF still one of the most cinematic LFs in the game. God, bro, it's so good. Obviously the pacing, right? The pacing where he just punches and then punches the shit out of you and goes into the final explosion isn't well paced, right? But the whole final explosion part of the LF, and we just ignore the punches, right? The punches are dope, right? He should have bodied your opponent, bro. He's like trying to get your lunch money and shit. Like, just should have bodies you. That's dope. I just don't like the transition, right? Like, bah, and goes up to the LF. I feel like if it was gonna do that, I feel like there could have been a little bit more in between the punches, like maybe like a little bit of a more pause time, but other than that, the whole LF itself is beautiful, dude. Like, can we just appreciate the fact that he turns stone and drops down, and the whole arena is like lightning, just like what happened in the anime? It is beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. I think it's 100% worth top 5 material. Now, I know, right? It's really hard. Top 5 is very difficult to put out in anything. but I think his is just so worth it because of how true it is to the anime, and I feel like it's just such a cinematic part. Like we all remember seeing that as kids. We're like, Vegeta, no, like no, Vegeta. This level goes dope. Like it's really dope. His LF himself is really cool. Hopefully, I know he has his unique, but you know, eventually he'll get his Zenkai. And when he does, I can't wait to start doing that LF again. Really great LF. So like beautifully cinematic. You can't get tired of looking at it. Like you can't, bro. Like everything that happens, like the effects that happen in the arena when you bring that LF are just beautiful. Well done, Legends. Well done. That was number 5. Now number 4 is another unit that I do not have. LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. LF 100% is worth top 5 material. Oh, do I even have to explain his LF? This is Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the monkey man. The monkey man. He, like, all the attacks he does before his LF are dope. That's not the only thing, right? Is all the LFs before his actual LF animation, or all the attacks that he does before his LF, like actual LF animation triggers, are dope, right? Like they're well received. They're like well done. Cause right, some of these LFs, like some of their attacks before the LF animation starts are kind of like dull, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like he does the whole like stepping and then like he steps onto like nothing, just kick, like punches the shit out of you, brings it to the ground, then like does the Ice Shenron punch, and then obviously that's what it goes to the nut zone. He just fucking dragon fists your ass, dude. It is so good. I love it so much. God, his LF, it still holds up so well, and he's pretty recent too. He came out in April. Oh wait, no, that's kind of old now. Yeah, he's like a 10 9-month-old LF. Sheesh. Yeah, his LF still holds up. It's still beautiful. Well done. And there's nothing more I could say about it. It's true to the anime. It's a dope scene. It's a hype scene. We've been asking for a Super Saiyan 3 Goku Dragon Fist, so this is the closest as we can get. But this is good. Like, God, it's so good. It makes me want to have him, right? I have his unique equip. I haven't upgraded it though because I don't have him. But once I do, I'm definitely gonna upgrade it and try him out because I just want to see the LF, bro. The LF is so dope. Like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the voice lines as well. I feel like voice lines matter a lot too in these LF animations. I think I said it before with LF Cell, but I think voice lines matter a lot, and I feel like Super Saiyan 4 Goku kind of shows that well. The Dragon Fist fucking crushes your balls, dude. God, it's so dope. And then like the way the opponent dies, so he just zooms into nothing. Like it's so good. The dragon animation, everything about it, it's so good, dude. Like imagine not thinking this LF was good. Like you need to get out. You need to get out of here, bro. You need to get out of here. All right, that's number 4. We're entering top 3. Oh, this is gonna be a little bit hard, but number 3. I feel like a lot of people may have mixed opinions because this is a really recent LF, but LF Bardock. I mean, we've been wanting an Bardock LF for the longest, and I think what we got was pretty good. It just sucks that his character and his kit are like eh. I know a lot of people like to argue that he's mid or he's underrated. I think he's in between, man. Like the whole fact that someone has to die to get endurance kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because the whole point of endurance and like revival and all this is so that you could eat a rising rush or eat like a super strong attack. So what's the whole point? Like really, what's the whole point? Like cool, right? He locks in after getting an attack, but that's pretty much it, man. Like you need him high stars to be decent. I have him at 6. He's not bad, but his teams are wonky as well. Like Saiyans isn't even an actual team. Team Bardock, you're not gonna run Team Bardock, bro. You are not gonna run Team Bardock. We're not talking about the units. Obviously, I'm just saying his is a little bit controversial because a lot of people don't like him because of the way he is, but all that aside, his LF animation is sexy, dude. It is really good. The walk. He does the walk! He does the walk! He does the walk, and I think that's what matters. And like I said, voice lines matter a lot. Shit he says in his LF are brutal, dude. The way he throws like the opponent around, like just straight up sounding like he's having like an orgasm in a gay threesome, like, and then like obviously when he does like his final attack, you're gonna die, like he sounds so aggressive. I fuck with it, dude. I like that kind of stuff in LF, and I think that's what makes his so good. Not only the walk, right? Everything else is so good, right? The way he swings your opponent around. He's like following you, like punching the shit out of you, like so good. And I think he's the only LF that has this where he just kind of transforms only in his LF. I'm not sure if there's any other LF that does that. I don't think so. Maybe like I guess LF Rose, but LF Rose just took the scythe, you know. But like his, God, dude, it is so good. I love it so much. Like the walk and everything. Like it's so well executed. His windscreen is pretty dope. He looks obviously accurate to the anime. I think that's really important. But number 3, I think LF Bardock. It's so good. It's so hype. I remember getting so hype. I was like, he's turning Super Saiyan. Obviously, a lot of people were disappointed because he's not transforming, but I think it's for the best, right? Because they probably would have made him even more mid. If he was straight up Super Saiyan, because Blue Bardock Zenkai exists. Obviously, though, even though we have Ultra Vegeta, but I mean, Ultra Vegeta is the first summonable Ultra. Okay, let's not get into that though. That's a whole different story. Number 2 and number 1. Number two. I feel like a lot of people would argue is number 1, but like I said, I think what goes on in most of these LF is like, you know, voice lines and animations and how hype it is and how accurate it is to the anime. But I think number 2 and 1 are really hard. Really hard, but I think it just came down to what I thought was the most hypest. So number 2 is none other than Goku and Vegeta. Obviously, right? A lot of people hate this unit. They're everywhere in PvP, Mono Purple, they're everywhere. But you cannot deny that either when your opponent or when you get the LF, it is one of the sexiest things to see. God, dude, the transition is what I like the most. Either Goku or Vegeta, right? Whoever gets the blue card, the transition is so damn good. So damn good, so well accurate to the anime, right? The whole like spinning around, the camera movement on this LF is phenomenal. I don't think there's any other LF in the game that has the camera movement that Goku and Vegeta have. Like, it's just so good. It's so well done, dude. Like the way they spin around the opponent, kick them. Goku's punching him, kicks him in the air, Vegeta kicks him back down. Then they fly back while your opponent's like spinning in the air. Then they do the Kamehameha. It's so good, dude. The windscreen is good. Everything about it is so good, so accurate. I love it. It's such a hype moment. I remember everyone's reaction. I remember seeing everyone's reaction. Like I started watching all the live streams. Like the live streams I already posted after this. Everyone's reactions were like, "What? Like this is new. Like this is something we had never seen before. We were not expecting a tag Goku and Vegeta. We were not expecting that at all. So it was really nice to see. I feel like really well received. Obviously, a lot of people hate the unit now because they're everywhere in PvP, which is why I brought up Bardock, right? I feel like it's controversial, but I feel like if you just look past, or try to look past that, right? Like just try to look at the LF itself. It is beautiful, dude. Such a good looking LF. Now, number 1 is, I think, considered the most anticipated LF in the game, and none other than LFgoku Blue. It's so good. Makes me feel my pants. Oh god, dude. LFgoku. It's funny because I remember when LFgoku Blue LF came out, people are like, "Oh, it looks so trash." Like, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? What looks trash about his LF? Character model? Like, he had blue hair. He was Gogeta. Like, he looks fine, right? If you want to talk about a bad character model, look at Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, right? I feel like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution could have easily been in the top 10, but his character model just straight up ruins it, bruh. But anyways, I'm back to Gogeta Blue. God, dude, everything about this character's LF feels so right. He does the outfit, like the whole, I don't know how to explain it, like the whole arm thing, where he puts one arm to the front and one arm to the side. That's the beginning of the LF. That's not even in the LF animation. That's the beginning of the LF when you activate it. He goes into it, does the punch. He does the zoom in thing, I feel like what a lot of people don't like about his LF is that he doesn't like in the movie, right? It zooms out, like the art gets like a bit like I don't want to say like weird, but more distorted, right? Like parts of his character model look like smaller, like his fist is going like deep into Broly's like stomach and shit. This is a 3D fighting game. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. I'm just saying straight up. So that's why I was very surprised when they pulled off LFgoku Blue LF flawlessly. Really hyped LF, dude. Y'all can't lie. Such a hype LF. We have been anticipating LFgoku Blue for the longest. It was so good. Oh, and then like the whole the whole cinematic, right? When he does the like the I don't know what it's called, the yellow beam, right? He throws them into the air. You see the opponent, like they're just kind of like sitting there, just like Broly in the movie. They get blasted with the thing. He does like his Gundam style as well, blast him up in the air and stuff. Like it's so good, and then it's not done. It's not done, dude. The whole the whole like arena changes into red, just like the Broly movie. It changes to red, and he just slowly, just like LF cells. I love this. Just slowly lifts your opponent, does the Kamehameha. They zoom into his face. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's just so good, dude. I can't. It's such a good LF. I feel like a lot of people would agree. I feel like some people might say Goku Vegeta is number one, but I just think his LF is so good. It's so beautiful. Gogeta Blue is like, how can you hate Gogeta Blue, right? Even if you're like a Vegeta fan, to be honest, I'm neither. I'm a fucking Cell fan. That's what I am. But obviously, right? Even if you're a Vegeta fan, you can't lie, dude. His LF is sexy. It's so good. It's so good to look at. He does the whole where he just like splashes his blue cum powder to the side and just looks up at the sky. Like, oh, everything about his LF is so good. Number one for me, easily. I think it's still one of the most hypest LFs to look at. So good, dude. It's so good. Anyways, I think in total, in the game, easily top 10 LFs. Easily, for me, I feel like maybe if you want to switch some things around, that's pretty much it. Top 10 LFs. Maybe I'll have a screen here of what the top 10 LFs were real quick, just in case you forgot. But that's it. LFs. Now, I feel like a lot of people that some LFs were not in this list, and I'll explain real quick why I don't think these LFs are worth the top 10. So real quick, number one, LF Revival Gohan. His LF is basically just Yellow Gohan's LF. The first BoJack movie one. The Transforming one as well. Not a Revival, Transforming. It's literally just his LF with extra animation. I remember even when I saw it, I thought it was cool, but it wasn't nothing hype because we had seen it before. Nothing new. Just new animations, new looks. Sorry, it is what it is. Number two, LF Rose. If you don't get the LF, you're just basically looking at Red Rose's like blue card. That's so lame. Like in my opinion, that was so lame. And then what made it more lame as well is I really thought he was gonna be able to use the sights like in his strike attacks and stuff, which is pretty obvious at this point that they're saving that for an Ultra. We're eventually gonna get an Ultra Rose that uses his sight on his strike animations with the clones. That's gonna be dope. But basically, he summons his sight and there's one flash, and that's it. That is not top 10 worthy, bro. That is not top 10 worthy. That was such a like a blue ball. Like obviously, right? LF Rose was cool, but yeah, dude, I can't fuck with it. I'm sorry, dude. Rose is such a cool character. One of my favorite arcs as well, right? Goku Black. Goku Black's like my second or third favorite Dragon Ball character. His LF is just not it. Waiting for an Ultra Rose though, that's gonna be hype. His Ultra is just gonna be straight up him using the side and him summoning the clones, and that's it. But yeah, LF Rose, not top 10 worthy. LF Sword of Hope Trunks. Here's the thing. The beginning before he does the LF, it's not cool. It's just a bunch of random attacks, right? I know it's somewhat true to the anime, but they just look weird. This looks like a homeless guy just trying to fight off like a big police, the big police trying to get him off the crack and stuff. And then obviously when he goes into the Sword of Hope, that's when it looks dope, right? But I feel like another thing that I have some bias on it is that they couldn't even make him go back to base form after his LF finishes, because in the anime he goes back to base form and he looks up at the sky. They still make him in Super Saiyan, so in my opinion that was kind of lazy. I was also hoping that his LF windscreen would just be him looking at the broken sword, kind of like what Dokkan did. I don't know, I feel like his LF was kind of rushed, in my opinion, and his was pretty close to being top 10, but I was like, nah, dude, they could have done more. LF Super Vegeta and LF Vegeta Blue, I feel like are in the same boat on why they didn't make it to the top 10. And it's simply that their LFs are kind of old now, and you kind of look at them, they're pretty cool, right? They're still pretty cool to look at, but they're nothing crazy. And I feel like another thing too that makes the LFs not in the top 10 is that they're basically what if LFs. Like both of the LFs like are almost nothing true, right? Only in the beginning parts, right? Where Vegeta Blue does the punches, does the final Kamehameha, and obviously Zamasu escapes. Everything after that, the whole punch into the ground, everything after that does not happen. And it's cool to look at, but it does not happen. Same with LF Super Vegeta's like double beam thing. It does not happen. It's dope, but it's just not anime accurate. Dope LF though. I was considering him and Vegeta Blue. I was considering top 10. Now, I feel like a lot of people are gonna trash on me on why I do not think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is top 10. it's the same thing, man. His character is dope, right? His LF is dope, but I think if you look at every single other LF that I mentioned in the thing, they are just way more anime accurate. Like all of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does is his normal like non LF animation is the whole like punching thing, like where he kicks Shenron. That's dope, but everything after that, none of that happens. Like the whole spinning thing, zigzag spinning thing is dope. It does not happen. The whole punch does not happen. It looks pretty cool, but he always does a few punches, right? He doesn't even do like a bunch of like rapid attacks or anything. If he did some fighter stuff, that would have been pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but no, he just doesn't do a lot in my opinion. He does the 100 times Big Bang Kamehameha, and it's just, I mean, we've seen it, right? Because what else is Super Saiyan for Gogeta supposed to do in other games? Like in Fighters, he has like Big Bang Kamehameha, Big Bang Kamehameha, times Big Bang Kamehameha, times 100, right? Dokkan. Both Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas that we have in the game have Big Bang Kamehameha. Like, it's nothing new. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I love Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Dokkan 70th anniversary, please release Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I love him. He's one of my favorite characters as well on Dragon Ball. But his LF, I just don't think. Do you really think his LF? Okay, maybe some of you can argue his LF is better than Cell's. Personally, I don't think so. I think Cell's is more accurate. But do you really think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's LF is better than Majin Vegeta's? I don't know, man. Majin Vegeta's is just, like, you look at it, that's your childhood, man. Like, when I think of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Legends, I just think of just a made-up LF, man. His LF is cool. I think it's dope. Pretty close to being top 10, but I'm sorry, man. I think every other LF just deserves it way more. I feel like that's it, right? Every other LF is kind of like, you could kind of understand why they weren't as hype or there's nothing too crazy happened. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, god damn, dude. They messed up his model, bro. His model looks like poo-poo streaks, bro. His model looks like when I'm like taking a shit, like a it's like I'm done pooping, right? And I wipe my ass and I look at the toilet paper and I see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution player model. What the hell, bro? How do you mess up his player model that bad? How, dude? It was 2021. Vegeta had already released, right? Corrupt Zamasu, like LF Full Power Frieza, like UI Goku, Vegeta Blue, all these character LF animations, like, and their models look dope. Why does his look like poop? Why does it look like caca, dude? Why did it look so bad? God, his LF could have been so dope, it would have easily been number 10. It's just, they messed up this player model. You can't take him serious, dude. And then the whole thing where he does with the screen, right, where his character's face just looks all big with the mouth, like, it's just so dumb, dude. Like, get the shit out of here, bro. One of my favorite fights in the Tournament of Power, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, they just messed it up, dude. They messed it up so bad. His character model just looks like the green LF Vegeta from 2019, just with like lighting effect, like the aura, and that's it. That's literally what it looks like, bro. Like they messed up his LF, and I hope they don't do that again. Anyways, that's top 10 LF. I already announced the top 10 LF. That was the honorable mentions and why I don't think they make it. But top 10 LF, let me know what y'all think. This is more biased, I guess, but I was trying my best to kind of put what I thought most people would agree with. I feel like if we did a top 20 LF, like I said in the beginning of the video, I feel like a lot of people would have been okay. But I think at the end of the day, it's just my list. This is what I think. This is what I'm thinking. Other people think as well. Just try to understand, man. Try to understand. This is something I've been wanting to do and talk about. I feel like it's really dope. Really dope idea of a video that I haven't been seeing anyone do. But there you go, guys. That's it. That's top 10 LF animations. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, share. Let me know what you think in the comments. What you think would change. But there you go, guys. Top 10 LF animations. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you.